All right, so everybody, welcome to the call. Excited to have you all here. And for those that are watching this after the fact, excited to have you here too, even if you didn't jump on Zoom with us. I know there's a couple more people that are joining because we had a last minute technical difficulty with a bunch of people that were going to come in. And it is October 1st. Now, just to clarify, the original dates that we saw was October 1st was the launch of Clean and Lean. And then there were some changes to saying, hi, Denise.
Hi.
And then there were some changes saying that it was going to be October 2nd. So we're just going to give a grace period. And if you started like a bunch of us did today on October 1st, awesome. And if you're starting tomorrow, October 2nd, you're not wrong there either. So I'm going to mute you guys as you come in just because I find that when I'm muting people and people are coming on that it seems to make everybody hear everybody easier. It is not because I don't want to hear what you have to say. I totally love that everybody has engagement or brings things in, but while you're on mute, you can thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever else other gestures you want to make. Yes, or stop or wait a minute. So I was just sharing that being today date that it's the day to take before pictures, it's the day to do your measurements, it's the day to weigh in, and it's the day to start working your checklist. And again, if you're October 1st, October 2nd, you're going to be way which day you make it your official start day. I want to go over the Clean and Lean guide. For some of you who are brand new to this, just to give you an idea of what we're doing, even though you've already got it, make sure you've got the booklet, you've got all the things that you need. Answer any questions that we can, share some stuff with you guys, clarify some things, and just make sure we're all on the same page. And then let you know what we're going to plan on doing going forward from this to keep the accountability. So as I was saying, I did a bunch of things I didn't want to do, like going for a walk and getting my 30 minutes in. And I didn't have a problem with the other stuff, but the eating, that part was all easy. And the taking the supplements, that part was all easy. But then the whole measurement thing and all of this, because I will share with you guys that so this Clean and Lean usually runs every 13 weeks, and we do 4 of them a year. So the last round that we had, which I think was a June start, I did my measurements and I waited and I left it downstairs. I looked at my book today. I did week 1 and I never filled in the rest of the weeks with measurements or weights or anything, which is a good way to fail. And which I successfully did for up until June 1st to August 21st when I decided I'm done failing. This is not okay. And weighed myself, and I was actually 10 pounds higher than when I had started June 1st. So I didn't know that at the time. I just learned this today. So doing the things that I didn't want to do actually worked out. So that's kind of my message to you guys. Sometimes if you don't feel like doing it, it works out okay in the end, because August 1st, I got serious about what I was doing again. And what I found out today is that I'm actually down from August 1st to today, 19 pounds. And I'm back 10 pounds lower than I was when I started June 1st. So I fixed what I had done wrong. So sometimes, yes, whoop, whoop, sometimes you just need to move forward and reset and not worry. If that happens to you during the next 13 weeks, that's okay. I completely get it because I just did it. And I know that like Rich and Sue, Rich is so faithful. It's done every day. They've made such a habit out of this. And so people like that, Ina, Freddie, just so many of you guys that I am inspired by. And when we talk about being a community that encourages each other, motivates each other, holds each other accountable, that's really what this is. So I think being able to have a weekly check-in, which we didn't have, we actually haven't done that as a team before. That's going to help because it's going to hold us accountable. It was easy for me to not have to tell anybody that I didn't do my weekly check sheet that week or that I didn't do my measurement. There wasn't anybody that I had to say I did or didn't do it. So I think just being able to have that accountability to each other going forward with this is going to be super cool. So I just want to go through, I'm going to share my screen and make sure that you guys have your Love Your Gut guide and that you have that printed out. And if you, I'm just going to scroll real quick here and see, I think everybody's muted, so good job. and make sure that you've got your different pieces and parts going. So I'm going to go through this, and then I'm going to unshare the screen and see if anybody raises their hand and has questions or something like that that they want to throw out that they're not sure about. So I'm going to show you once I get done this. If you don't have this guide yet, I'm going to show you where you can get it on the LiveWell website, because that's going to be a super resource for you. So it starts with some happy, healthy things and statistics. And then this is one of the things that you want to make sure that you fill out. This is really super helpful because gut health is a huge part of what we do with Clean and Lean. And you'll find that if you're on the products that we have with Clean and Lean on the checklist, that this PhD will actually relate to the products that you have. So as you see where you're scoring yourself from 0 to 3 in the different areas, and then you can see you subtotal each one of those areas down here. So when you subtotal that and see what your score is, each one of these things relates to a product. So if you find that your score is, moderate to high in this gastric reflux area, then the DigestWell is going to be something that really helps you. If you score somewhere in the mood to sleep area, then the Bliss is going to be something that helps you. Now, Bliss is not one of the things on your checkoff list, but is a super helpful thing for ADHD, all kinds of, for anxiety, for sleep, for mood, for all kinds of things. So if you're finding yourself hangry, have your Bliss at hand. And then this one up here with the leaky gut, this is where if you find yourself scoring moderate to high in this area, repair is going to be a big help to you. And this one here with the microbiome, you're going to find the pre-plus probiotics are going to be super helpful to you. So if you haven't filled out the PhD, it's in your guide. It's not anything you have to send anywhere or share anywhere. But it's just something to know your number. And it's also something you can look at and say, okay, this is my starting number as you go through the 13 weeks to go back to it again and see if some of your things have changed from the results that you're getting from the program. And then you'll see there's other other sheets in there. I wanted to stop at this one. So the 4 things that are on our sheet that we're doing and getting points for on our tracker list that I'll get to here at the end are the repair, the DigestWell, the pre-plus probiotics, and the reduce. There's 2 other things here that are just optional, highly recommended. Then what they'll do for you, so protein is one of your things. You want 3 proteins a day. Daily Indulge is a meal replacement shake. If you haven't tried it, it is vanilla flavored. It is amazing, and it goes in anything. You can mix it in with water, and it does not taste icky and chalky. You can mix it with anything you want to make a smoothie. You can add it to yogurt. I did this week and put in plain Greek non-fat yogurt, a scoop of Daily Indulge, and some dark cacao. Did I do it right? Because that's not what I used to call it for a long time. And had chocolate pudding. I mean, it was fantastic. So there's a lot of things that you can do and cook with that Daily Indulge. A lot of us make protein bars and all kinds of stuff with it. And then Activate is super for your metabolism. So Activate is something that you would add in your water. It actually comes in 2 different flavors. It's showing the raspberry lemonade here. There's also a peach mango. So it's something like if getting used to water is something that you're just not a fan of water, like I was not, Activate was something that helped me get used to having water on a regular basis. And now I'm at the point where I can actually just drink the plain water, and I'm happy with that. But Activate has raspberry ketones in it. So it's really great for helping your metabolism, boosting your metabolism, which will also help boost your energy. So those are 2 other options. Remember, everything is soy-free, nut-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, all those happy things. This is a guide that's in here. This is only a guide. We will share more things on the Live Well Now site with recipe plans, meal prep, things like that. I think that's an area everybody looks for input on. Something we're really good at is sharing recipes. And so that'll be a really great resource for you guys to use the Live Well Now site for. And we would just love to have you share your favorites and have that be something we're all adding to. But this would be just the idea of 30 minutes prior to breakfast, taking your Repair Plus. And you want to make sure you take that. Everybody kind of finds their flavor with that. So if you haven't tried it, it's like a lemon herbal tea. It is at least 8 ounces of water. Some people like to do it in more because they like it diluted. Some people like it full strength. Some people add lemon to it to make it even more lemony. Just kind of find your flavor and make sure that you have a full glass of water in addition to what you take the repair with, because you're adding fiber in your diet with the repair. So you want to make sure you're also hydrating really well with that. Coffee does not count as the glass of water with that, just saying. Doesn't say you can't have coffee, just don't count it as your water. And then have your reduce, then having your breakfast with your digest well, having a snack, and then doing reduce again 30 minutes prior. If you don't get your reduce in 30 minutes prior to when you eat your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner, take it anyway. It's still going to help you. If you want the best bang for your buck from it as far as what you can get, try and take it 30 minutes prior. But it is not one of those things that's not going to do you any good if you're like, oh, shoot, I just started eating and I forgot to take my reduce. I do that all the time. It still helps me. I find it really helps me personally, and other people can share their testimonies to it, with feeling full and not having cravings. It really helps to reduce down the cravings. And then having your lunch, having a snack, taking reduce again, taking your digest well again. And then if you're doing the probiotics, you could have that after dinner. Don't take your probiotic and your digest well together, because there are digestive enzymes. Some of the enzymes in the digest well will actually start to break down the coating on your pre plus probiotic that you don't want to have break down until it actually gets to your gut to do the work for you that you need. So if you are going to do digest well, do that, eat, and then take your pre plus probiotics. You can take the probiotics anytime you want to during the day. You can take it first thing in the morning. You can do whatever you want on that. There's no wrong time to take it. Just don't take it together with digest well. And the other recommendation is don't mix your repair into your daily indulge if you happen to take the two of those and have both, because the proteins in each, it'll bind up the protein in your indulge, and to the point, and Chanel can explain this more efficiently or scientifically than I can, other than she said it binds up the proteins and you don't get the full protein value from your indulge that you can if you mix the repair in it. Doesn't mean you can't take the repair and then have a shake. Just don't put them in the same shake or whatever. And then if you're using the Bliss, again, something you can take any time of the day, 6 to 10 sprays, in the morning, at night, whatever works for you. But that, we've come to learn sleep is a huge part of getting healthy. So you've got this guide in here to give you an idea of what to go through. If you're not sure what to do on your checklist, there's an explanation sheet in here for that. There's your testimonies from round 1. If you haven't done your before pictures, one of the things that Sharon did here that was super helpful is she's by a door. So it really kind of helps. She's got like the same place that she's done her before and after, so that you can start to see the differences and you can more easily see and your results, because you're kind of sticking to an area where you make sure there's good lighting, you don't have a dark face, and you're able to see the difference in what results that you're getting. Everything we're going over here is all lined out in these 2 pages as well. You do not have to post your picture online. It talks about Get Social. There's no reason that you have to post your picture anywhere. As long as you share it, whoops, I gotta go up one. Right up here, it's got the information as far as sharing your photo, your beginning and ending statistics, and your weekly checklist to My Avase Journey at avase.com. So that's what you want to make sure you're sending your stuff off to. This is the tracking sheet. So this is what you want to make sure you have filled out and sent in with your before photo. You don't have to send this to them every week. You can if you want to. But they're just looking for this in the beginning, and then they're looking for it at the end. It has exactly what they would like you to do measurements of and how to do those measurements. So you can fill all that information out. So this is something you want to make sure you're working with. And when we talk about our Sunday night calls and being accountable with each other, this is the sheet when we talk about have you filled out your tracking sheet. We want to make sure we can all put a checkbox in the box together and say, yes, I've got that done. This one is also more like the PhD for your own use. And this is just really recommended to fill this out as you start on this program, to start to see some of the differences over a 30-day period that you start to feel. And how are you at the start date? And then be able to look at where you're at 2 weeks later and then again 30 days later. And this isn't something you have to report or send anywhere. This is just for you to see what the differences are that are happening, because this is just so much more about clean living. This is not just about a diet. And there's so much here that's just about feeling better than it is about what a number is on a scale. And then the last thing that's in your your booklet is 13 of these checklists, so that if you print this out, you'll have what you need for each week. I stick mine up on my refrigerator, and then you're going to do 8 glasses of water. And like Tammy did on her video today about water, just remember that 8 glasses, if you're doing just that, like that normal size bottle that a lot of people will use, if they're doing bottled water, remember that's 16 ounces, like what Freddie has. That's 2 glasses of water. We had a bunch of people that like thinking that was 1, and they were all excited when they found out that counted for 2 circles. Myself, I have one that I know will get me 4 glasses of water at once. So once I know I've done 2 of these in a day, I do better at keeping track of it that way, knowing I've got through mine. And then 3 servings of veggie, fruit, protein, healthy fats. We'll talk more as we go on in the weeks to kind of talk about what are those things to give you ideas. A serving is basically a cup. So a cup of veggies would count. If you have 2 cups of spinach for a salad, that's going to count as 2 servings and 2 circles. It doesn't mean you have to have it 3 times a day. For fruits, an apple is a serving. A banana is a serving. A cup of strawberries, or usually that's like 5 or 6 strawberries, is a serving. Your protein, a scoop of the Indulge would be a protein, or again, kind of the size of your fist is the serving size of a protein. So whatever that happens to be for you. And then healthy fats, that could be a lot of different nuts, cashews, almonds, but it's not the half a bag. 5 cashews is a serving of healthy fat. 9 almonds is a serving of healthy fat. Is it a 1/4 cup of peanut butter, like almond butter, Ina? Yep, that's a serving. So what I found out, a serving of avocado is not a half of an avocado. A serving of avocado, which is a healthy fat, is 1/8 of a slice of avocado. So if you have a 1/4 of an avocado, you've got 2 healthy fats for the day. If you have half, you've got 4 healthy fats for the day. So we're not limiting on quantities or what you can or can't eat. Just kind of be aware. Olive oil. So if you do olive oil and vinegar as a dressing, a tablespoon of olive oil would be a serving of healthy fat, or avocado oil or coconut oil or whatever. If you do Freddie's concoction to get chocolate in for your day, she does coconut. It's a coconut oil, chocolate, and I'm forgetting the third thing. Hold on. What is it?
Raw honey.
Raw honey, that's it. Something makes it sweet. And she does that to get her chocolate fix, but it also gets her healthy fat in for the day. So repair, digest well, reduce, probiotic we already talked about. So no soda, no candy, white rice, white flour, white sugar, all of those things. If you go through the day and you don't have that, then you get 3 points for the day. So that doesn't mean you can't have rice. It just means maybe you get brown basmati rice, maybe you get brown rice. It just means you're not doing white bleached rice. If you're doing flour, you could do almond flour, coconut flour, garbanzo bean flour. You could do whole wheat flour. You can do whatever substitutions. So there's a lot of substitutions. You're not being deprived here. We're just making some switches in things. No donuts. That would not count. Even though it doesn't say donuts on there, they wouldn't count, Roger. And if you're going to do like a bagel, then you're wanting to do a whole wheat bagel or a multigrain bagel. So just kind of looking and switching up what you're doing. And then physical activity can be 30 minutes of anything. So again, if you do your 30 minutes, you get 3 points for the day. That could be 2 times of 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be 30 all at once. It does not mean you have to go to the gym. It means you could go for a walk. It means you could run around the house like Jamie and Howard did today with a broom trying to clean. I know they had fun. I'm not sure if they cleaned, but whatever it takes to just get moving. That's the goal, is that we get moving with this. And then You total up all of your points to come down to the bottom for what your total is at the bottom. And then what you're looking for your score is as much as 238 points for the week. So that is your Love Your Gut guide. And just in case you don't have that yet, Live Well Now is our Facebook group that we're posting all sorts of stuff in. And if you go over here underneath files, you will see the Love Your Gut booklet that I just showed you is right here. If all you want is the weekly checklist, that's right here. If all you want is a PhD, that is also right there. And then if you want some information on some of the different white papers and stuff, we also have those listed here, and we'll continue to add more files there. The other thing, as we build up the recipes, if you go under videos, you'll start to see different recipes. Love Chanel's face there. You'll start to see that it becomes a resource to be able to get different recipes and ideas from in here under videos. This Green Goddess chicken skewer thing, oh my gosh, that's like the bestest stuff ever. So just to give you an idea of some resources to go from. And Ina, can you take a minute and just, I know Ina has been very successful over several rounds of Clean and Lean, and I just wanted her to take a minute and kind of share what her story has been with everybody.
Hello. Can you hear me fine?
I can. I could hear you better because you're kind of, can you hold your mic closer to your mouth?
It's right here. Is it better? Is it?
Okay. That works. I can hear you.
Okay. So, hi. So a long time ago when I was 9 months old, I promise you I'm not going to go step by step. But when I was 9 months old, I drank turpentine by accident. My grandfather had left out a Dixie cup for my brother to clean his model car paintbrushes. And I was walking the furniture and I drank the turpentine thinking it was water. And that put me in the hospital for 6 weeks, and I wasn't supposed to make it. And what that left me with was a whole lifetime of poor digestive issues and respiratory issues, and a life of medications and allergies and asthma. Through the years, especially after my third son was born, I was on a total of about 10 medications. And then in 2013, I joined Avicet, and I started trying to do a clean eating kind of thing. I was really kind of depressed, lethargic, just no energy, I was trying to find a drive and I couldn't find a drive, and just kind of changing to clean eating and adding supplementation to my lifestyle. I started to slowly kind of pick things up, and I was moving forward, but nothing like happened. There wasn't this arrival of this thing that just how it happened. And I had done the Clean and Lean round. This is our third year doing it. And last year, 2015, wait, where are we? Okay, so about 2015, 2015, I was told that I had needed to take pre-diabetic injections, and I was given a CPAP machine, and I also had gone to a gastroenterologist, and I have such an issue digesting food that in 4 hours I didn't digest what they had given to me, and they put me in a tube and watched my digestive process. So when I left the office that day, they gave me a cookbook that taught me how to cook food to a substance of mushiness, but how to contain and keep all of the nutrients in it. And I thought, I am not 80 years old. This is just not going to happen because I like crunchy food. This is just not going to happen. So with that all being said, I continued to try. I continued to try it. All this knowledge, I had everything to go forth with, and then I had to decide that this medication, everything was enough. So in 2015, midstream of one of the Clean and Lean things, I just, like Jackie said, it wasn't the beginning of a Clean and Lean program. It was just kind of in the middle. I just said, this is it. This is it. I owe it to my family. I owe it to myself. I need energy. I need to get off all the synthetic crap that I'm putting in my body. Forgive me if that offends anybody, but I just had to get that stuff out of my system. It was crazy. I was too young. I want grandchildren. I want to be able to be outside. And I couldn't walk up the stairs or pull up a sled up my front yard without having to go inside and use a nebulizer because of chest compressions. It was like my breathing was so bad. So since then, since I kind of did that, I have come down 38 pounds, and I am down to the lowest dose of my Advair, which is my asthma medication, and I still need it. I still have symptoms. If I go without it, I still have some chest issues. But I am down to the lowest prescribed dose, and in that lowest dose, normal people are supposed to take 2 puffs twice a day. I am prescribed 1 puff once a day. So I get a quarter dose of the lowest dose. And so it's really exciting. And I'm not doing this on my own. I go in monthly for a checkup with my doctor. I still see my allergist, and we just kind of maintain it and making sure that everything I'm doing is healthy. And they're so impressed with what's going on that they want to come to a get together, and they want to know what I'm doing. And they've been looking at white papers, to share with their patients as well. So it's kind of exciting. And it wasn't easy. It was not easy. It was, I adopted the hashtag do it anyway, because there was days I just didn't feel like it. I just didn't feel like it. But having that checklist, having that accountability, having the group, having my picture out there, and knowing that I set goals and I posted that publicly, I had some accountability, and it was more of digging my feet in the dirt and saying, I'm going to do this because no one's going to do it for me. No one's going to do it for me. I've had enough pity parties that I was just done. And I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I have more energy in I'm going to tell you my age again, but in 47 years of my life, Jackie thinks that's funny. I was never, and I think I told my cousin this today, ever, never a morning person. And I get up 5 days a week and do sunrise walks or go to the gym at 4:45 in the morning. And that's, you see my post, that's what I'm talking, dark 30, because that's just, it took me the longest time to even say sunrise. I was in the morning and I was on a video and I would say, I'm watching the sunset, or, and it wasn't, it was really the sunrise. It took me a long time, but it's been an exciting journey. There's a ton of energy. I still haven't arrived. My goals this time are 20 pounds and upper body toning. I'm still at an unhealthy weight according to my doctors, but I've come so far, and it's just one step at a time. It's daily disciplines. It's keeping yourself accountable and having people like this to keep you accountable. That's been really exciting.
Thank you. I really appreciate Ina's story, because when we talk about this isn't just ditch the diet, this isn't just a weight loss challenge. Freddie's got goals to gain and find her and see those defined abs happen. And we all have different goals. This isn't about a diet. Ina's off 6 medications, I think it is, or 5. 7 medications now from what she's done. I know Tammy, I think, is off 9 medications through what she's done with Clean and Lean. So there's a lot that comes from this, from clean living and healthy living, that I love to see what the benefits are that we're going to get from it. So just a couple more things, and I'll let you guys go so we know what we're doing going forward. So I think there'll be more and more people as we do these each week. And I know there's a couple of different teams that want to meet together. And I think that it can get a little bit cumbersome in the Zoom calls. So what we're going to do going forward, every Sunday night at 9:15, we will do a Facebook Live in Live Well Now. And we'll have different people talking and sharing, and we'll spend some time using the comments section in the Facebook Live. And it won't just be one person. We're going to use a program, an app that allows us to have at least 2 people in there at a time. And in the comments section is where you'll be able to say and do your roll call, if you will, that you filled out your weekly tracker sheet, you sent your sheet to the My Avase Journey, and that you were accountable to what it was that we were going to do on a weekly basis for these next 13 weeks. Be able to ask questions, and then sharing your victories. Maybe it's pounds that you lost or inches that you gained because it was on purpose. Maybe it's a medication that you were able to come off of. Whatever gains and victories that you're able to have, that we would share that in the comments. And then that will allow people that, if you've got a smaller group of people, like I know Ina's got a little group of people, and Stan and Kim have a smaller group of people, that may just get together before. That's why we did 9:15. So if you want to do something together in a Zoom or something like that, individually as a team, as small, kind of like small groups versus this big community group, if you will, that gives you a chance to do that, and then come on live at 9:15 on Sunday nights and we'll spend a few minutes just checking in with each other. We're going to have some different people that are sharing different things on meal planning or just answering questions. That's a great place for you to put what your questions are that you would like to hear more about. What area are you struggling with? Where could you use some help on? Because those are the topics that we want to hit on as we're all, coming together. And as you are posting things, whether it's in the Live Well Now or if you're posting even on your own pages, what we have named this is the Wellness Warriors Tribe. Make sure you have an S on Warriors, because there's somebody else that's Wellness Warrior Tribe and it's not us. So Wellness Warriors Tribe with an S for Warriors. Or if you want to do the short version, hashtag the WWT. So either way, and just start to do that, because Ina's going to share here in a minute about there's 5 different ways when we talked about this of being able to trade pounds for cash, that you can participate in that. And she's going to talk about those. But as we do that, I think that one of those things is we're going to be able to kind of throw down on some other teams that are also doing this. So I think it'll be fun to be able to be the WWT doing some throwdowns. And then I'm just going to turn this over to Ina one last time and ask her to share a little bit about what the pounds for cash opportunities are. And then I'll open it up to see if anybody has any questions. And if not, then hopefully we're all ready to go. So Ina, I'll turn that back to you for a minute.
All righty. So am I still on live? I'm still volume. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you saw on Live Well Now, Jackie has posted a place where you can submit $5 so that we can do as a team in Live Well Now as a Wellness Warriors Tribe team. We can compete against each other, and everybody donates $5, or not donates, but puts $5 in the pot, let's say. And at the end of the competition, at the end of 90 days, whoever has the ratio, and again, it's not based on weight loss, it's based on a ratio standpoint of gets to win that whole pot. So the more the merrier, because we would like some more cash. But also, so that's one way to do it. And then
can I interject?
Yep.
We're going to base that off points. The weekly tracker, whoever has the highest points, because then it's not based on a weight loss thing. If we have high based on the points, then we'll go back and do that based on fitness and ratios and where people have come into. But we're going to make that the baseline so that the goal is we all are going to come into this fighting for 100% points to be able to get that cash pot and going from there. So
I like that better. I like that better, because we have competition going on right now in the house. So
Oh, there you go. So there's VENMO is the app that you can use to send the $5 to me, and I'm just going to put that in a pot. And if you're not sure how to use that app, it's just like a PayPal type app, easy to download on an Android or an iPhone, and you can just transfer. I've posted in the Live Well Now site that you can find me in that app, and then you can send me $5, which I think you'll find that that's something that becomes easy for a lot of different things that you use once you get used to that app. It's you go out to dinner with somebody and you can use Venmo to be able to pay for your part of the dinner. It's actually pretty useful for a lot of things, but we'll use it for that. So sorry, Ina. Thank you.
Oh no, that's okay. So so that was in our immediate team kind of thing. And then where the Wellness Warriors Tribe comes in is that our whole team is going to be competitive with a select group, which I don't believe has been selected yet. But we have groups in Colorado, in Utah, in Minnesota, in Ohio, in Maine. Actually, there's several different groups that we can choose from. And in that, we're going to go head to head and kind of like, just give them a bunch of hassle, like try to promote them to fail. And so what we're going to do is kind of be in competition with another team and another team in their points, and try to sabotage them, like sending them chocolate cake. Like if I have, my cousin is now in Minnesota, and if it happens to be with Minnesota group, then she can actually deliver a chocolate cake on someone's doorstep, which would be kind of fun. So that in that competition, there's going to be cash, there's going to be things that are going to be offered. I don't know about cash, but there's going to be incentive that's going to be matched by the company to do that. So whatever's going to happen head to head there. We haven't figured out all the details, but that's coming. So that's number 2. And then you have the Avocet compensation. You have the Avocet company itself, where 90 days, at the end of that, you have the $500 Apple Watch and Love Your Gut kit. Second place is $200 Apple Watch and 2. I said, oh, $250. So $250 cash Apple Watch and Love Your Gut kit. And third place is Apple Watch and Love Your Gut kit. So those are great, those are great incentives to at the end of the program. And again, theirs is based on, I believe, the ratio aspect of things. Again, it's not a pound for pound. And then in that same token, when any time on social media that you hashtag Clean and Lean 2017, every day that you do it, so once a day you're allowed, you can't do 10 posts a day and do that, but one post a day, you get entered into a weekly giveaway. And they'll give away like a bag of Daily Indulge. They'll give away some Reduce. They do some fun things, and they do that on a weekly basis. So there's another way. And then the 5th way that you can do this is to have a get-together where you invite your friends, and we can do it on live Zoom, where you just want to invite people to get healthy. Kind of invite them if they want to join the Clean and Lean group, or if they want to get into themselves engaged to prepare themselves for the next one, kind of thing. But set the stage for wellness plan. Then you have a get together and you share with them what you're doing, and that with the signups and with purchases that they might do will bring bonus checks to your doorstep. So that's kind of a fun way to do it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I had talked about doing the $5 pot for our group on Eventbrite. And just to clarify, I did look into that, and it was going to cost like $1.27 more. And Venmo, however you pronounce it, does not cost anything. It was just going to cost the straight $5. So I went with that because I thought that was a better deal. The $1.27 made me annoyed, so I didn't go down that road with it. And I think that was what we had to share with you guys tonight. So I just want to open it up. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any feedback? Does anybody have anything that they would like to see us make sure that we're doing in the Live Well Now site? You can hashtag Clean and Lean 2017 on your own social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, or even within Live Well Now, because Avocet is in our Live Well Now group, so they will see things that you post in there as well. So wherever you want to do that is, and it's any particular thing you want to do. Maybe it's a meal you make, maybe it's whatever it happens to be that you hashtag on that. So that's what we had. Stan, I wanted to open this up to you because I know you had planned to get with your group and see if there were some notes from what you had planned to cover anyway that you would add to that we didn't already cover here tonight. How about putting you on the spot?
No, you're right. Actually, no, we sent an email out to the group a little bit earlier this week and kind of outlining like a step-by-step plan for everyone. I think the big things were the steps of like what to do from time 0. And that was just initially those that are not on Facebook. Hello, everyone. You probably see my new profile picture on there. I hope it's okay. But
it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. This is all new. So for those that are on Facebook, getting on Facebook, getting yourself to be friends with those that aren't on Facebook. So a lot of you are already there, but we have some people that weren't there. And then second to that is getting them invited to the Live Well Now group. That was in like step 3 of that phase. And we still are in the process of that. So we've got about 10 families outside of this call right now that are in the process of getting a lot of those little tiny details figured out. And Jackie, you're probably seeing some of those requests there on the Live Well Now group. So, and then from there, just the step-by-step process of the PhD and getting ourselves into the weighing and making sure we know what to do when. So this was really helpful tonight. To know where to go. I mean, just knowing that the Live Well Now group on it has a file page was huge for us. We really appreciated that. I'm actually looking at that now, Jackie. Just real quickly on getting onto that file page, how do they do that exactly so they can see that, how you're doing that? It was just kind of quick earlier.
Yeah, I'm not muted, am I?
No, you can hear you perfectly.
So let me bring up the screen just so I can show you guys. So on the left-hand side, you'll see that you can click on events, like the event that we had going on tonight. We'll probably put that weekly event in the Facebook Live each week, just to remind everybody. The videos, which is where you would find recipes, and then the files are there as well. The other thing, Stan, you bring up a really good point.
Right there.
Everybody is on Facebook, and I know there's a lot that are joining because of this. But there's still some people that are the outside of that we don't want to disclude anybody. So if they want to go to YouTube, there is, and I have shared this link. I can share it again in the Live Well Now group that you can share it with people you have that aren't. But I'll take this Zoom call and post this up in there. So we have the prep call in here. We have Chanel talking about Love Your Gut and introducing it. We have an unboxing that was about the Clean and Lean, about the Love Your Gut products. We have a little 1-minute video about people and the results that they've seen. We've got another video that they shared about just what the simple steps are. Chanel did a fantastic talk just about leaky gut. And that's shared on there. There's 3 different testimonies of people on there so far. We'll put this on. So this will give people a resource if you're wanting to share. And it's on my YouTube channel, which is designed by Jackie, but I will put the list up there as another resource for people and being able to show them what we're doing even outside of Facebook, if that helps.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. That's huge. Or Jackie, that's huge. Really appreciate it.
Hi, Mini-Me.
Yeah.
She loves Jackie.
Awesome. Is there anything else, Stan, that you were going over with your team that I didn't already cover tonight?
I think the steps. So what we're going to do this week is just go back and forth in the email and make sure that each person that's going to be jumping on brand new to all. I see a lot of familiar faces on tonight, which is awesome. And all those that are not familiar to our group, I know all of us are going to kind of. The interesting thing you said was a rolling group in a way. Almost like a rolling admission or a rolling group here. So I can see as time goes on, one of our people that's going to be jumping on soon, Lisa, she had a friend, Ansel, actually. She said, hey, by the way, Ansel, I was chatting with him about this, and he said he was really interested in what I was doing, so is it okay if he joins? And I went, yeah, we'd love to have him on board. He's more than welcome. And I did email him yesterday, so he'll be someone also on the group. So just kind of getting those people through the 7-step or 8-step or 9-step or 15-step process of what it is to get this under your belt of what to do. I can see some super high-tech people on this call. One guy sitting back in his recliner chair in his office, especially on there. Yeah, there he is, looking over his shoulder. And for a lot of you guys, it's really, really easy because you're used to doing this. I think for those that just haven't run through in this area, and I'm excited that our group, it's their first run through. I'm not sure about the first run through, but first local run through, where there's a lot of intensity and everyone's saying, okay, I'm owning this now. I'm owning my life. I'm owning change in my life, and I really want to make change. So we're excited to be part of that. And also we know that there's going to be a couple of bumps, and we're all family. All of us, we're all human beings. So I think that's the most important part here. I think a lot of people we're talking to is, guys, it's our first time through. We're just running through it. So there's going to be some bumps in the road. Let's have fun with it as we go through.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Awesome. Well, I hope that was helpful for everybody tonight to just kind of have an idea of where we're going and what we're doing. If there's any other questions that you guys have, now's the time to ask. Do you have a question, Rich? I'm going to go ahead.
Everything has to be posted tonight by midnight?
No. Oh, good question. Thank you. Avase has given it's by October 9 is when you have to have everything in for your pictures and all that. Now, that doesn't mean that you may meet somebody next month that wants to join Clean and Lean that they can't join. Just know that, and plus, we have a really great Blue membership for those people that we're introducing this to, that there's a really great deal on a kit that they can get that will include all of the stuff that they need to be able to join Clean and Lean. Hi, Rusty. So, so just know that we have some great opportunities for people that are still joining in and want to get involved in the group, and they might come partway through. That's fine. We can always set them up with that kit easy enough. But October 9th is the time frame that they're looking for to have all your pictures and stuff in. So you have a grace period, your pictures and your original check sheet with your weight measurements and all of that. And then the same thing on the cash pot for our group. I figured I would just follow along that same time frame and give until October 9th to get your $5 in. And then we'll see where we're at for those that want to join that. I hope that that just makes this all that much more fun for everybody.
Did you hear any dates for Jenny in October?
I actually talked to her yesterday, and she was on a date night with her husband when I talked to her. Then she was going to get back to me. Jenny doesn't do things on Sundays. That's the one day she takes off, but she and I are going to get together tomorrow to confirm dates for October. Yes, it looks like it'll be, I don't know if it's 19 or 20, but it's that weekend, because I know she's got commitments all of the weekends up until that in October.
Perfect.
Cool. Roger?
Yes, I have a question for you. I think there might be a question as to when you're supposed to take the particular items. I think like the repair and like when you take this stuff.
Okay. So repair is something that you can take any time of the day. So if you forget it, it's not the end of the world. But the goal should be to try and take repair first thing in the morning before you eat anything. That's what you're aiming at. And you're going to mix that in with at least 8 ounces of water and then have another glass of water after. The Pre-Plus probiotics is actually best first thing in the morning. That's not what the sheet says. That's in the guide, but I know from talking to Chanel that that's actually your best time. Take it on an empty stomach and let it do its job throughout the day. But again, Pre-Plus probiotics can be taken any time of the day, one a day. So 1 a day repair, 1 a day Pre-Plus probiotics. Digest well is 3 times a day when you eat. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's chewable, and take that and you can take it when you're eating. You don't have to take it a half an hour prior. The reduce, ideally, you're going to take that 30 minutes before you eat with some water. Is the ideal way to do it. Those are the 4 items that are on the checklist of what you need to do. And
you got the Bliss.
Bliss is not on the checklist, but Bliss is something that you can take any time of the day. It doesn't make you sleepy, but it will balance out serotonin. So at night, in the morning, really the best time to take Bliss is when you are going to remember to take Bliss. I take mine in the middle of the day often because I do extra shots because I get stressed out and I go Bliss myself. But and then the essential oil, which is also comes in the Love Your Gut kit, that helps with your digestion. So that's something that when you eat, once you're done eating, being able to, if you're not in a restaurant and you don't sound like Freddie, you may not want to lift your shirt up, but that's something that you would put on your tummy. And that helps the digestion process. You can also use your forearm to put the essential oil calm on that. That stuff's great because it's great for digestion. It's also a good bug repellent. So if you're sitting by the fire with Chris and Marianne in the fire pit, that's a great thing to have with you. It is also great for like nausea, motion sickness, car sickness, stuff like that. So if those are anything you ever deal with, that's something it's good for.
Jackie, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, I was just asked recently by some guys I was talking to about if it's all right for pregnant women. And I only remember her talking about one product. Are all the products good for nursing pregnant women, like that Calm, for instance? Right.
Yeah. So I know that when we just had Brooks here and he was going through all those 5 gut products with us, that he made the statement that they are safe for nursing moms, pregnant moms. All of our Love Your Gut products are perfectly fine for those things.
All of them. Excellent. Thank you. Good news.
You're welcome.
Good news.
Yes.
They're even for the probiotics, even for the infants.
Yeah. So one of the guys that the couples that some of you guys may know, Joe and Riley, and they've got a 5-month-old, and that's a big deal that babies get their gut health from their mothers, and depending on what type of birth, whether it's C-section or the other way, that that's where they're getting a lot of that gut health and getting the probiotics into them. They've actually taken the probiotic, and Riley will put her finger inside and then put her finger into the baby's mouth and get the probiotics into her that way. So the nice thing is probiotics are great for kids. You can give them, if they're under 100 pounds, half of a stick. So also helpful for your kids. Anybody? These are some great questions. Anybody else?
So you're saying that Freddie lifts her shirt up in restaurants?
Anybody that dares, sure, go for it.
Okay, all right.
I don't think Burger King will care, but
Oh, okay. All right.
but we might not want to go to Burger King on Planet Lane.
Yeah. But no, I would say that where we're at now is a lot better than where we were a year or two ago when this thing was kicking off. For all of everybody getting together, being accountable as a team, and I think it's going to be exciting. Whether or not you're going for the gusto, if you will, but just the fact of being able to be accountable or be able to work with everybody and just see the progression. I'm excited about where we're going to be at the end of 13 weeks. Charlie will probably be down to 100 pounds. and
I'm excited about some of the
pounds, and she'll be the big,
right.
I'll be afraid of her at that point.
Right.
But it'd be exciting. I think we need to keep it, encouraging each other and all that kind of stuff. And we're excited about it.
I think one of the things I'm excited about is some of the winners this round, the round before, are people that I think would be willing to come on to our weekly calls and share some of what their testimonies were. And I think that's a really big encouragement for people to see. I know Mary, if you guys saw the before and after that she has, that we've shared a lot this week. She's down 60 pounds by her 60th birthday, which was her goal. And her story is pretty amazing. When she told it the first time, I had waterworks that I couldn't shut off because it was just amazing to see where she'd come from. So it'll be fun to share some of that, and it'll be fun to hear all of the different stories that we come up with from the group too. So.
And I don't think there'll be a failure out of anybody, because it'll be a progression. Whether you fill out the full 13 weeks or whatever, it's just a matter of that we're all going the same direction, and it's your individual efforts towards what you're going to do for yourselves. And so just know that we're all in it together. And if anybody wants to quit, talk to Jackie.
Hey, we're all in it together, and every win counts, but we are going to beat the other teams. That's it. Colorado's going down, people.
WWT.
And Minnesota and Ohio. We're going to deliver chocolate cake to all of them.
That's it. We're going to get the balloon guy going over to these people's houses.
Right. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm excited about what we have going forward. I'm excited about what we share just in the group during the week, and then seeing you guys again on Sunday. So you guys have a great one. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Bye, Denise.